do not underestimate parental support. I've seen it. I felt it as well.
Proud father Udia Mckay touting the importance of parental support as he basks in the excellence of his daughter Udia Mckay, who received the Caribbean Examination Council's Award for Top Female Performer in Math and English in the region for 2024. Her grades from the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, were combined with that of the Caribbean Certificate in Secondary Level Competency, or CCLSC, that was completed in Form 3. 17-year-old Udia resides in Mount Rodney, St. Patrick. She is an avid reader and was valedictorian for her graduating class at the St. Mark's Secondary School.
Well, it was a shock to me at first, but I got used to it after a while, yeah.
And what's your study? How do you study? What would you express? How do you describe the way you study?
I don't really like studying, so I don't have a direct way of studying. So, most of the time, I just look over notes or recall things that were said in this class. And sometimes, based on a word in my notebook, I would think about a certain experience I had. So it's like relating stuff to things that I have done before. That's how I remember and study, yeah.
So you don't like to study, so what do you do for a hobby?
Well, I like reading a lot, so I always find books to read, mysteries, drama, stuff like that. And I always remember stories, so that sometimes I just like to write my own versions of stories too, so yeah.
So tell me, what are you doing now? You finished high school?
So currently no, I'm not doing any school or working, so I'm just home. So I have a gap year doing right now, and I won't be like going to TAMCC or SGU, so I'll be doing my studies online. So it's directly in a university that I'm going to study at, and everything is done online. So
what specifically?
So I'm going to specifically study on accounting. So I'm going to be studying to get my certificate in accounting, the ACCA accounting certificate, yeah.
So you got a 1 in math in CCSLC and in CSEC, and you're doing accounting. So your figures come easy to you?
Yeah, physics, yes. It does. I always love math, so I grew up with my parents both teaching math, so it's kind of a given that I like maths too. So yeah.
What would you say to Form 5 students, or even Form 3 students who have to study? What are your recommendations?
I will tell them not to force themselves so much, because if you try to force knowledge into your brain, it does not work. I've tried it before and it never really worked. So best thing to do is find something that interests you and work towards it. So like I would always say, okay, after I'm finished doing this, I'll go on outside and maybe write or read something, and that would help me to push forward and study what I have to do. Yeah.
Okay, and how was the trip to St. Lucia?
It was amazing. I made a lot of friends with those others awardees, and the views in St. Lucia was breathtaking. I won't say it's compared to Grenada, I'm not going to say that, but it was a very nice experience. And the CSEC community, they were very loving, and they helped us, and they made sure that we enjoyed our time in St. Lucia.
Nicholas Paul is the Registrar of Exams at the Ministry of Education. Paul explains the relationship between CCLSC and the CSEC.
In order to qualify for the CCSLC certificate, you must complete 5 components, and you can complete all 5 components at the CCSLC level. But in our case, most of the students only do 2 of the 8 components, which is English and math. And English and math actually are the core areas. So if you want to get this certificate, you must complete English and mathematics at the CCSLC level, and you must actually acquire a grade of competence or mastery at the CCSLC level for English and math. And then, if you did not complete any of the other CCSLC components, you can use your CSEC grades in order to complete the 5 components.
Udia Mckay, who is a former math and visual arts teacher acknowledges that his daughter is very solutions oriented. However, he notes that controlling access to electronic devices like a cell phone helped to keep her focused.
Well, Udia is more or less, I would say, self-taught. Myself being a math teacher, I'll tell you if she has a problem, she would come and ask you, and the minute you start, she'll say, okay, I get it. So throughout her years at the secondary school, we hardly have to do anything with her. For example, if she has a math problem, I said, the teacher showed her that's the way. She'll say, look, I would find 5 different ways of solving that problem. And that's a math student. So she'll come up with solutions that is, I myself as a math teacher was not even thinking about. So that's why she was able to excel in mathematics. She would have had all A's in her profile at the CSEC level.
So, how would you describe your support for her?
Well, being there to nurture her. We say by naturally, students are gifted, some of them naturally, but if it is not nurtured properly, that could be lost. And one of the things we really would have gotten to her to acknowledge is that the media, the electronic device, this need to be put aside. We noticed that there's so much distractions. In fact, she was a valedictorian, and during her valedictory speech, she mentioned that we didn't give her a cell phone, and she still didn't have one until her results came out. And that was really fitting and good because she met other students at the awards that excel in the region, and the parents said the same thing. They removed that electronic device in the life of the child. That's why they excel. And that's why our students need to know that. And the parents need to have control. Even if you give them an electronic, they need to have control. And I saw that in Udia that we had to control that part. And then the rest, she did it with her teachers. She followed through.
Udia received 7 1s and 3 2s at CSEC 2024. Sarana Mitchell reporting.